Hello, Aries. Welcome to your May Soul session. Okay, I don't know what is going on with my cards lately. I am Marlo. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend. The first card out that we have is the Emperor in the reverse, and of course, that is Aries energy. Say what it is looking like, Aries. It's coming out of April and into May. There's a tad bit, and I don't know why. I don't even feel like this is your energy, to be quite honest. This could very much deal with another person that may be slightly oppressive outside of you. But I'm gonna pull some more cards before I jump into it. But my first inclination with this is that it's almost like a ego battle that's happening here. Oh yeah, that's very much has to do with another person. Okay, so there's something you guys need to leave behind, or someone that you guys need to leave behind. And for some of you, this could be a romantic partner. Others of you, this could be a boss. You know what I'm saying? It could be a job. Whatever it is, it's more or less you guys engaging in a relationship or some sort of an experience that's causing you a great deal of pain, that is also making you feel extremely oppressed and not like yourself. And I feel more or less this energy that's coming in with this Three of Wands and the High Priestess is more or less your intuition that's telling you to move forward. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So whatever the situation is that you guys are in, or this person is that you're with, the key sign of this particular situation is the fact that you feel oppressed or disempowered. And the other inclination that I get with this, with the Emperor and the reverse, is more or less that whatever power dynamic that this person has over you, this is more or less a call for you guys to step into the energy that this person is in a non, oppressive and egoic way. But whatever the case, it's more or less you've run this journey or this path till the end. You know what I'm saying? You've done all that it is that you can do here. And I feel you guys are having more or less like a visceral kind of reaction to your present experiences. And all of that are like signs and symptoms that you're not in the proper place. So there's more or less a need to have a mental breakthrough and to leave this behind. You know what I'm saying? This is interesting that this is kind of straightforward. I already know I'm gonna have to probably clarify right. Oh my good Lord Jesus, in America we have the devil card. That's Capricorn energy. Of course, this is Pisces energy. Whew, ciao, Aries. Oh my goodness. Legit, dude. I want to know, hold on. Let me get my clarifying deck because I want to know who this is. I want the hell I want to know specifically who this is, Aries. But and I mean that's kind of interesting for me. That's interesting for me to even fathom the idea of an Aries in such of a situation. You know, my dad and my son are both Aries, and y'all are like self-starting trailblazers on some stuff. But I just really feel that this is something that is well past its expiration date, and I feel like how you guys are feeling is like your sign from spirit that you're not in the right place. But I also feel that intuitively you guys know this. But I also feel with this Ace of Wands that there needs to be more or less an inspiration, if you will, because it's kind of one of those things where you're sticking with what it is that you know because it's safer, because you don't know what's next. But then that puts you into the category with all other 11 signs prior to you, Aries, where everyone is being asked to step out on faith and step out into the unknown. But there's this bondage here. And I feel it's because, like, with this Emperor in the reverse and the devil, it's kind of like this is what you're used to. Like, if you were to look at your history with, jobs or relationships, friendships, or whatever, which I mean is going to cause like a spontaneous combustion type of situation, to be honest with you, because I mean you hold the Aries for too down, it's just down for too long, it's just going to be an entire just explosion that happens emotionally with lots of anger and things of the sort. But it's almost like you guys have been in energies where, like, for some time, where you're used to playing second fiddle, you're used to kind of staying out of the way, just kind of flying under the radar, if you will, and kind of suffering in silence. And with this devil card, it's like that's an energy that's familiar to you, if you will. but there needs to be like a new inspiration where you're cutting ties from this, because again, this is old cycle stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys can move forward into any direction that you will. And I feel intuitively you guys know that already. It's just the thought of this fear of the unknown. So let's clarify this Emperor and okay, the reverse. Interesting. We have Merchant in the reverse. So for a lot of you guys, I would feel this is more or less a boss 9 times out of 10. I don't necessarily get romantical vibes with this. I mean, it could be, but I don't necessarily get that vibe. It's more or less you guys being under the authority of someone who is not necessarily qualified to be doing what they're doing. And even though I think deep down inside you kind of know that, it's more or less like I said, it's like this toxic pattern you guys have with playing second fiddle. And when I say toxic pattern, meaning like with yourself, like if I were to give an example of this, this would literally be like, if we went back to childhood, like and having like oppressive type of parents, and then in friend groups, it's like you were always like the sidekick to like the main mean girl or something like that. So it's being conditioned and normalizing you guys playing second fiddle for so long that it's second nature. So this is like your default. And the whole premise of this is your intuition is coming up with a message for you that's in direct contrast to how it is that you've been up to this point. And I can understand why it isn't that scary. So like, if we're talking about a job here, then it's like you have a boss that's incompetent, that, you know, isn't doing the best at their job. And even though deep down inside, you know that you would do better at that job, it's like you just kind of swallow it, suffer in silence, and just kind of deal with it. Because it's this thought of like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? This person is like the CEO. Who am I to tell someone how to run their company? Oh my goodness. Yes, dude. The angel of balance coming up. There's literally a need for you guys to balance out your energy as far as stepping into your power, because I think a lot of the reason why it is that you guys are feeling hella off kilter, if you will, is because it's almost like a birthing energy that I'm feeling that's coming to the fore. It's like, and maybe y'all do need to like pop off, Aries. Maybe don't let me be a bad influence, but I'm just saying, I think Aries might need to pop off. I'm just saying, because I'm thinking about it this way. I've been saying this in all of the readings that I've been doing all day today, like my personal readings, just talking about like how I am as a double Taurus and whatnot. It's like sometimes, dude, you have to get to that point where you get fed up with people's shit. Like you get tired of taking people's shit, and you get aggravated to where like hypothetically you flip all the tables and you're like, you know, fuck you, like fuck you, I never liked you, fuck you, you're cool, but fuck you. You know what I mean? It's almost like you have to get to that point, because it's like that rage and that fire and that anger is transformative. And it kind of pushes you over the edge to a point where you're like, never again am I going to take another person's shit. And that's like the inspiration that I see that could happen here. I mean, I even feel for some of you, I'm not telling you to do this, you know, because you got free will. You make your own decisions, you know what I'm saying? But some of y'all legit, dude, may like flash out and like literally walk out of a job. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's just the fact of like that, the truth of how you feel. And I can tell you guys this, because I had an astrologer tell me this before about my chart, because my North Node is an Aries. And she literally told me that my anger is my deliverance. So anytime that I get to the point to where I'm just so fucking pissed to where like I literally want to like break windows and smash things, that's always a sign and a signifier about what I actually give a shit about, what I'm truly passionate about. So it's like, if I don't have any type of visceral reaction like that, that's not my people. That's not my stuff. That's not really my stilo. That's not something that I'm called to deal with. So I'm not promoting you guys flipping tables and, you know, cussing out your boss or anything like that. But I feel it's almost like a fever pitch that you guys have to come to, because it's almost like this anger and this frustration of being bound and being oppressed and like settling for less than you deserve, it's almost like that needs to piss you off. Because if it doesn't piss you off, you're never going to do anything about it and you're going to stay in this stasis. You know what I mean? But I feel, again, like I said, with this devil card here and with this ace of swords and this 3 of wands, it's like, and even if you have dreams about it, or, you know, if you have psychic gifts and you hear from spirit, or you go get a reading by a psychic and a psychic tells you what your future holds or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The main block that's standing between you making a move is this devil. And it's more or less what's coming out in this reading is letting you know with what your dominant is, if you will. You know what I'm saying? If we speak a little philosophically, it's like your devil or your demon, your bondage is continuously kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? And gosh, and it's so interesting with me picking up this energy because this is so anti-Aries. Like this is not what Aries do. So I can totally get why y'all are like suffering, yo. Because this is so anti-Aries. Like this is not anything that's even in y'all's energy signature, but it's literally like what this bondage is that's holding you guys back from stepping into the fullness of who and what you are, is you being oppressed or you being under the control of or disempowered by incompetent fucking people. Like people who just literally don't know how to do shit. They don't know how to do their jobs. They don't know how to do anything. But it's like the energy that you're always defaulting to, it's almost like a Libra energy. And I mean, some of you guys may have that in your chart, but it's like a very Libran energy, because Libra, just by default, their energy signature, they show up to be the great equalizer. So it's kind of like, how can we compromise? How is it that, you know, everyone can win? But the thing that I'm seeing for my Aries is you guys are showing up in that way, but it's almost where all the other people win and you don't. So I can understand how this could create like a powder keg, if you will, because you're trying not to rock the boat. You're trying to keep everything balanced. Like you're trying not to be disrespectful or to piss anyone off or step on anyone's toes. But then at the same time, like the person you know you're doing that for ain't shit. Like they're incompetent. So it's almost like these competing desires inside of you, because it's like you resent this person, but you're still self-sacrificing for the benefit of that person and to the detriment of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that's the cycle that you guys have been caught in. And there's so many things that are rising up, including your own emotions that are saying like, yo, we got to get out of this. Like, we have to stop this. And that's where I say, like, in some sense, your anger very well may be your deliverance. Not saying that you need to like literally pop off on other people, but maybe you just need to get angry. You know what I'm saying? And that being that push that makes you say like, fuck the shit, to cut ties with it. Oh yeah, child. At the bottom of you guys' deck, you have the Chariot and the reverse. And of course, that is Cancerian energy. So that once again goes back to this angel of balance. There's a need for balance. There's a need to come into union with yourself, because even if we're looking at this, because, you know, everything that's happening external to us is a mirror reflection of what's happening inside of us, right? So this discord and this conflict that you're seeing with other people, the purpose of what this is trying to show you, Aries, is how it is you're out of alignment with yourself. So think about like what I was saying with this energy here. You know that this person is incompetent, right? And this person is oppressive to you. You know that you could probably do their job better or what have you. But at the same time, it's like you're still trying to overcompensate for this person who's not even trying to compensate for their own, you know, incompetence. You feel what I'm saying? And you're suffering in silence in the process. So the key is a need to get on one accord with yourself, right? Whether that be speaking up for yourself, whether that's leaving this job behind, leaving this relationship behind, whether it's you literally facing your fears or just acknowledging that this energy exists within you. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel until that happens, even though there's an energy here that's calling for you guys to start a new journey and to move forward and to follow new inspiration that you guys have gotten, which is a desire to not be in this bullshit. It's like you're not moving forward because, of course, what's at the bottom of our deck is speaking to like why all of this is happening, what's influencing this. The reason why you're not moving forward is because of this devil being the block. This is simply just an example of what this bondage is. So much like how I saw for all the other signs, and I've been saying to everyone, it's almost like everyone is in a fight for their life, right? I don't mean that in like the sense of a life or death situation, but I mean it proverbially speaking. It's like everyone is in a fight for their lives, like for themselves. All of us are at this crossroads, and there's a need to make a decision, right? To step out of agreement with this bondage. And it's so the same for you guys. But I feel whatever it is that's bubbling up inside of you, just like the astrologer told me about my North Node, your anger is your deliverance. Whatever you're pissed off about, it's not necessarily about you even being the one who repairs or fixes it in this particular situation. It's about you coming into an alignment with yourself and you going somewhere where you have peace and you have balance and you can be empowered and people respect you for who you are and what you know, as opposed to trying to make, you know, a circle fit into a square. And that's what I feel the situation is that you guys are in at present. It's like you're trying to fit in somewhere where you don't belong. You know what I'm saying? You're like a big fish in a small pond and trying to figure out how you can contort yourself to fit in this little ass pond. And you're supposed to be in the damn ocean. You feel what I'm saying? But anywho, that has been your reading for May, my beautiful Aries. I'm going over to my network, Vimeo, Patreon, all the places to do you guys extended to finish playing out these cards. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. But if not, I still love your face. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.